work this time. Alrighty then.
Try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
My purpose in this music business. Let's get it in. I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Alright, we're restarting the live. Let's go. Sorry about that. Let's see if this works, ladies and gentlemen. We're restarting the live. If this doesn't work, we'll just go. There we go. I see something different. Good morning. I'm back. All right. All right. Good morning. How are we doing? Let's see if this is better. A little bit better, right? I don't know what happened the first time we started, but we're back. Thank you. Yeah, it's cooking a little bit better now. It's cooking a little bit better, right? Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the show. Bree, good morning. All right, yes. We're getting more viewers this time. Yes, Rosa, good morning. Chicken Gizzard, welcome to the show. I guess I had to do a quick restart. I don't know what happened the first time. Good morning, everyone. Amanda, good morning. Ladybug. Wow, Alicia. They're trying to silence Zeus. You didn't miss anything. I guess I had to restart the app. All right. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Let's get busy. All right, we got a lot to get through, and hopefully we will get through all of it. All right, let's get started. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Sorry I had to do a quick restart for some strange reason. We were having a bit of an issue getting things off the ground. Yes, we do got 5 more days left, and we got to get right into it, all right? But before we do, for those of you who do not know, yes, happy Halloween to all of you out there, seriously. I hope you all are, whatever you're doing, you're doing it and being safe while you're doing it, seriously. Yes, for those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it, I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Good morning, James Slamming. Good morning. Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their deranged cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes. All right, we're 5 days out from probably one of the most consequential elections in American history, all right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I must say this. Do I have any Trump supporters out there? Let me see. Do we got any Trump supporters out there? Or as I like to say, those possessed with the MAGA demon. Do we have any of those out there? Please identify yourselves. Are you a Trump supporter? All right, Kelly, you're a Trump supporter. All right. You might want to leave this live, Kelly, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I don't know if you've been following your cult leader around, prancing around in that garbage outfit that he's been wearing. I mean, what a disgrace this guy is. First, it's a McDonald's uniform. Now he's wearing a garbage person's uniform. I mean, this guy is just so disrespectful to the American people. So you might want to leave, Kelly, because I'm going to tell the truth about your daddy. I will. And it might make you feel uncomfortable. So if you don't want to experience that, Kelly, go ahead and get up out of here, all right? But get this. I know you don't want to take my word for it because you don't believe anything that I say. So listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Here's the deal. MAGA. If you don't like the way President Biden and Kamala Harris are running the United States of America, just do us all a huge favor and take the first trip you can to Russia. because Putin really does need you. I know you don't question Putin on anything. You love his lies. Seven, thank you so much. Thank you. Hold on. Robin, could you please come up here, Robin, real quick? I don't got all morning. This show is a solid 2 hours. I can't get too deep into whatever it is you're going through, Robin, but I do have some questions. So come on up here. Any Trump supporter, feel free to send Zeus a guest request, because what the goal here is. Oh, Robin isn't available to join. Isn't that something, Robin? You let me down once again, Robin. But I get it. If I were you, I wouldn't want to join either, because you would have to try to defend the indefensible. All right? And let me give you an example of what I mean defending the indefensible, Robin. Robin, can you, if you don't mind, Robin, please. Robin, hold on. Let me see if I can get this picture going for you, Robin. I need you to make this make sense to me, Robin. Robin, do you know who this is? Do you know who this is, Robin? This is a clown. This is a character. Could you imagine this character sitting behind the Oval Office? Sitting in the Oval Office behind the Resolute desk? Could you imagine this character, Robin? And have you been paying attention to the things that he's been saying?
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Robin, what is he talking about?
And my people. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Robin, any woman want to come up here and try to explain away what that means? And you know, you don't got to just use that statement. It goes back to what I've been telling you the whole time.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
You hear that?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. I can't.
This is your cult leader, MAGA. This is your cult leader.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
So let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stand to look at this guy that long, all right? But we gotta address what's really going on in this country. And you know what I like to do? I like to start with my good friend today, Lawrence O'Donnell, all right? Boy, oh boy, I really do appreciate how he does his research and just puts the facts out there about this cult leader out here, all right?
Presidential campaign with garbage man Donald Trump actually climbing, I should say, stumbling into a garbage truck to stupidly draw attention to the free-flowing racism and bigotry at his Madison Square Garden rally on Sunday, which included a comedian no one has ever heard of referring to Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans as, quote, a floating island of garbage.
Thank you.
Last night, President Biden said this.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware.
Tell him, Biden.
They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as
Hold on. Julie. You said people like me don't deserve platforms. Julie, if you don't mind, Julie, honestly, come on up here, Julie. I don't understand why you are so upset. I haven't even gotten started doing what I want to do. All I'm doing is showing you who your daddy is, Julie. Why do you have a problem with Donald Trump all of a sudden, Julie? I know you. You probably went out there and voted for this S-air, this convicted felon. You voted for him. All right?
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
That's you, Julie. You hate yourself when you look in the mirror. And you take it out on everybody else. Come on up here, Julie. And please, Julie, we don't got all morning. Otherwise, I'm going to ask my mods to put you in a straitjacket. Because you're possessed with the MAGA demon. Julie is right. Well, if Julie was right, Jim, why wouldn't she come up here and have the conversation with Big Zeus about it? What is she right about? Why is she hiding in the comments section? You all know me by now. I'm probably one of the most reasonable Democrats on TikTok, too. I really do talk to you just because I already know you're going to end up cooking yourself. Julie, Jim, come on up here. Come on up here, Jim. Don't sit in the comment section and hide. You're worse. You're worse than I thought. You're like a Snuggles demon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Julie and Jim. Let's throw them into the lake of fire. Let's give them a huge round of boos and shame real quick. Get out of here, Jim. Get out of here, Jim. Julie.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
These Trump supporters know the end is near. We're 5 days out and they're crashing out because I'm showing them exactly who their daddy is. And I'm going to keep doing it.
And it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done, everything we've been.
The Trump campaign immediately and falsely interpreted that statement to mean that Joe Biden was calling all of Donald Trump's supporters garbage. The White House released their transcript of the Biden statement, which you just saw, which shows President Biden was referring to one person and what one person said. When the president said, the only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters, meaning the garbage of one of Trump's supporters that was spewed into that microphone at Madison Square Garden.
Learn how to understand
Joe Biden did not
English.
call that comedian, who no one's ever heard of, garbage. Joe Biden didn't call a person garbage, not even one person. He referred to that person's speech as garbage.
Do y'all understand grammar?
Joe Biden had nothing to apologize for, and he didn't. To further clarify the point, President Biden issued a written statement. Earlier today, I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump's supporter at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage, which is the only word I can think of to describe it.
That's right.
His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable. That's all I meant to say. The comments at that rally don't reflect who we are as a nation. Today, Vice President Harris said this.
Well, first of all, I think that the president has explained what he meant, but I've said it earlier. I strongly
we all agree.
Disagree with any criticism.
All right, Q-Dog, I got you. I'm going to get through my part first, bro.
And I've made that clear throughout my career, including my speech last night before I think this all happened, which is I intend to be a president for all Americans, and including those who may not vote for me in this election. I take very seriously my obligation and my oath to concern myself first with the needs of the American people and put them before whatever might be my selfish issues.
You hear that?
Here's something that Donald Trump has never said. I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for. What you just heard the vice president say. Here's something else Donald Trump has never said. I intend to be president for all Americans, and including those who may not vote for me in this election.
Because he doesn't care.
When Donald Trump has said something racist publicly, he has never once put out a statement to clarify exactly what he meant, or that he meant something different.
And this is why we say Donald Trump is a racist, because he never ever comes out and condemns people who are being racist, number one. But also, he has a pattern of being a racist. So it's especially important, especially when I talk to my people of color, these brothers out here who end up somewhere along the way in their path on life. You know, they must have went to one place and they must have gotten some secret Kool-Aid flavor, right? This is what these brothers have done. They drank some sort of secret special menu ordered Kool-Aid that Donald Trump and his cult were serving, and they've been hooked ever since. When you get out here, you start siding with Donald Trump and the Triple K, You know you've lost your minds, right? It's like you don't even know American history at this point. Oh, wait a second. So listen, put a 1 in the chat real quickly, because we don't got all morning to do this. That's the one issue that I wanted to address. The garbage comment. Jason, come up in the box, Jason. I got some examples for you. Please, come on up here, Jason. We don't got all morning. These people come in here. These people come to the show, and they want to talk. They want to hear the conversation, all right? So please, if you're a Trump supporter, put a 1 in the chat. I will bring you up here, and we will get straight down to business, all right? But you got to hurry up. We don't got all day to do this. Stu, you don't have enough to get in the box, Stu. Let's see. Ron, come on up here, Ron. I mean, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. They know. It's clear. It's clear. Reginald, come on up here, Reginald. Come on up here, Reginald. It's clear you all know the end is here. I'm sending these Trump supporters invites. And they go, you know what? I got to think twice. Put a 1 in the chat. I tried to invite Reginald, but Reginald couldn't come up here. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and try to defend your daddy. We would love, trust me, we would love to give you every opportunity you can. Every opportunity you can to explain what Donald Trump is or isn't. All right. And that's the issue. I invited Nate. Uh-oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have a brave soul. Good morning, Nate. Nate, are you there, Nate? I think Nate doesn't want to come up here. All right. So Nate is teacupping. All right. Go ahead, Nate. Nate doesn't want to get up here and defend his daddy. I got it. Well, listen up, Nate. Nate, going once? Going twice? All right, goodbye, Nate. All right, let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. You want to come up here and defend your daddy. Donald Trump for president. Majestic. Come on up here, Majestic. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a Trump supporter.
Yes.
You already voted, huh?
Yes.
Let me ask an honest question. What part of the country are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan. Wow. All right. Shout out to Michigan. Will you accept the results of the election if they come out, or do you already believe, like right now, there's voter fraud going on that's pretty much tilting it in favor of Kamala Harris? Where are you at in this?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again?
I said, will you accept the results of the election should Kamala Harris prevail? Would you be one of these people who believes that it was stolen?
No, I mean, I'm on the fence about that, but if she wins, then what am I going to do?
Well, you might show up at the Capitol, perhaps. Donald Trump invites you there.
No, absolutely not. Not me. I'm just your average Joe, hardworking American, sir.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I'll take you at your word. Why did you decide to throw your vote away and support a fascist?
Well, Harris wants to take my Second Amendment away.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she's been caught on multiple occasions. You can see her talking all about it all over the internet. Videos.
You got any audio? You got any audio of that?
Well,
You got any policy? You got any policy that supports that she wants to take away people's Second Amendment?
Yes, it's all over online. I mean, I can't show you right now. You'd have to look it up yourself.
What should I type real quick?
Coleon Noir, Harris wants to take your guns away.
Okay, so hold on. I mean, you know how to use the internet, correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I see articles where she's saying she owns a pew pew. What do you think about that?
That's just her driving point. And when she said that, she regretted that.
Okay, so it says she cites the fact that she still owns pew pews. All right. In a move designed to shut down suggestions from former President Donald Trump that she wants to confiscate your weapons. So as pew pew ownership continues to be a political point for both Republicans and Democrats. Here's where they stand. 2019, Harris says she owns one for personal safety, but she was a career prosecutor. And Harris has also been a proponent of stricter pew-pew laws. Maybe that's what you meant? Stricter pew-pew laws?
Stricter pew-pew laws, but I mean...
She wants to expand background checks, create new criminal penalties for pew-pew trafficking and purchasing of pew-pews on behalf of someone banned from doing so. So it's not necessarily, to me, I look at this and I go, it's not the same. Trump aligned with the NRA and expected to have more hands-off approach on pew-pew restriction if elected, though. All right, so, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, to me, seem like she's going for an all-out ban.
No, that's what it's going to lead up to. Okay, so you want to put more background checks on guns. Okay, so when I go to the gun store, right?
You mean pew-pew. We got to keep it TikTok friendly.
Yeah, pew-pew. Sorry, it's going to be difficult for me. But so when I go to the pew-pew store and I buy a pew-pew, right? I sign an R77, right? And that has all of my information, my social security number, my name, my address, my everything. And they take that information and they send it into the government and do a background check on me, right? And a full background check on me before I can purchase the pew-pew, right? So how many more background checks do you want people to do before they're allowed to purchase a pew-pew? How many, so when you add, oh, we need more background checks, we already do that. When I sign the R77, we already do that. They won't give me the pew-pew. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, they won't give it to me if I don't make the cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's a good thing, right?
Yes, that is a good thing.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't stop there because, yes, background checks. You don't want to sell a pew-pew to somebody that is a criminal, somebody that will use it for malicious intent. You don't want to sell it to somebody like that. Obviously, background checks are good.
What do you think about? So let me ask this question. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to recall something that Donald Trump said. Do you remember that time when he said we should take the pew-pews first and then do due process second? You remember when he was in office and he said that?
I do not recall. You're going to have to elaborate a little bit more.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this going.
Well, in the category, you spoke about it, Mr. President, gun violence restraining orders. They're called. California actually has a version
this is Mike
of
Pence
this.
Talking.
And I think in your meeting with governors earlier this week, individually and
Devin Newton.
And as a group, we spoke about states taking steps. But the focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process so that no one's rights are trampled, but the ability to go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession of that individual.
Or might take the firearms first and then go to court, because...
Did you hear what he said?
It was coming through a little loud. I couldn't...
Obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession of that individual.
Or might take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times, by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures.
Did you hear what he said, Majestic?
Kind of. Do you want to summarize what he just said for me?
He said take the firearms first, then go to court and do the due process. So to me, again, I don't know what you got going on, but it seems like he's the one that's actually trying to take them away, not Kamala Harris.
I don't understand. In what situation would you take a firearm to court? What are you talking about?
Take away their ability to get the firearm.
For what?
He said actually take the pew-pews. This is your cult leader. Listen again.
Go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession
or
of that
might
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court. Because
did you hear that? Come on, Majestic.
Yes, I heard that.
What we're trying to do is W. Devin Newton in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. All I'm going to say, Majestic, is this. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. You've heard that before, right? So, but I've given you enough to at least regret voting for him for that reason. What else?
That's absolutely nothing. There's multiple occasions where even Biden had said, yes, we'll
Biden's not even running.
Yes,
don't bring President Biden, who's not running in. Don't bring in Hunter Biden in the deep state in the laptop. I'm good on that. I think for the sake of the conversation, you heard it. Everyone heard it. He said take the firearms first.
Okay, so let's get down to it. So you think
what is there to think? I've heard what he said.
Okay, so ultimately, right? If you get down to the
just go ahead and say, Zeus, you're right.
No. If okay.
Come on, bro. I gave you his words.
Okay, but you're not letting me speak.
What did I miss?
Okay, I'm trying to say, when you get down to the main point, and you think that they're not trying to take our guns away, you think that
who are they? Trump? Yes.
Harris.
No. I didn't play Kamala. I played what did Donald Trump just say, Majestic? Let's try this again. It's like you go to class, the teacher gives you a test. You can't just check off whatever answers you want and then think you're going to get a good grade.
So
you know how this works.
So play when Harris said that stuff. Harris said the same stuff.
Play it.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so I win.
Okay, so you're only making
This was like taking candy from a baby. This is like taking candy from a baby. It was so easy. I gave you I heard you out and I said, okay, so he thinks Kamala's trying to do that. I gave you information where she's still saying she owns them, but there needs to be some restrictions. Okay. So you didn't accept that. You didn't accept that. So I said, well, maybe he'll accept it if I show him who his daddy is. And I gave you the information that your daddy said, and you're like, well, Zeus, yeah. What about Joe Biden? I mean, come on, bro. At a certain point, the buck needs to stop with you, Majestic. At a certain point.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
So no accountability on your part.
No, there's no accountability.
Well, then we'll move on. Let's move on. What else?
Okay, so then play a video where Harris says the same thing and more.
That would be the burden is on you because I don't agree with what you're suggesting. I've never heard her say that.
You don't want to look at the truth because Harris says the same thing about firearms all the time. Actually, I don't recall Trump ever saying that he wants to take our firearms away from us or our pew-pews. And I do recall Harris saying it on multiple occasions.
I just played it for you. How about this? What else? What else, sir, besides that? Because I won that round. Boom, I won. What else is the reason you supported a convicted felon?
So do you believe that we should keep the AR-15 and the American...
I'm done with that conversation. I won that one. What else? What else was your other reason for voting for a convicted felon and an adjudicated rapist and someone that's been impeached twice? I'm just trying to, because I really go there into the mind of a Trump supporter, and I go, somewhere in America, you have people who go to church, wherever that place is. They talk to people in their communities and their family. They see Donald Trump for who he is and his rhetoric. They know this man is a terrible person. But come election day, they somehow muster up the courage to go circle his name again and say, sign me up for that same terrible experience that I had 4 years ago while he was in office. I just don't get it.
So what's Kamala's greatest achievement?
You can look at her resume yourself.
Yeah, I did. It's an empty book.
In what sense? And here we go again. An
empty book. What is she? Okay, so
you can't. So was Donald Trump a politician? Was Donald Trump a politician before you voted for him? No, he wasn't, Zeus. That's why I voted for him. I wanted an outsider. You brought in Donald Trump in 2016, right? You remember this? He didn't have any experience.
Okay, and he did. He did the country a great service, and he did very well as a president. What do you mean?
If he did so well, again, let's get to the facts. Did Donald Trump get impeached twice?
Yeah, off of non-legitimate facts. Off of fake,
Majestic
made up stuff.
Majestic. What was made up about why did he get impeached? How about that? Let's start there. In your world, why did he get impeached?
I don't know because it doesn't.
Jesus Christ!
It doesn't make any sense why he would get impeached.
It doesn't make sense. You would vote for him and not know why he got impeached twice. And I have to say it again. That's only had to occur 4 times in American history. 4 times, and 2 of them go to Donald Trump.
No, they tried to impeach him, but he didn't get impeached. Why did he not get impeached?
He didn't get convicted in the Senate, but he got impeached in the House.
So then he was innocent, right? If he
No.
was found
No.
guilty,
No.
then he would have been impeached, right? Right. So why did he not get impeached?
Majestic.
Let me ask you that.
Majestic.
Okay, so why did you want to answer that? Why did he not get impeached?
Majestic. Let's be honest. You don't know why he got impeached.
Okay, you don't know why he didn't got impeached.
Sir, you don't know why he didn't got impeached. Wow. I'll say this. He got impeached the first time for withholding aid from Ukraine in a pressure campaign to try to get them to find dirt on President Biden. And they never found any, but he got impeached for that.
Yeah,
and then the second reason, sir, is because he incited an insurrection on January 6th. Okay. Those are the two reasons that he got impeached.
So
that's to me. Those are two dings.
Why did he not get convicted? Why was he not found?
The Senate didn't convict him.
Right? Why? Why? Because he was found innocent.
Because it was a Republican Senate. You know how that goes.
So now you're being biased, right? Right.
So I just.
So round 2, I won. Right?
No.
I won round 2.
No.
He wasn't guilty, right? So that means he's innocent, right? So because he never got impeached, he got tried.
Sir, majestic. Let's just stop. Okay, your mind, you're crashing out in real time on TikTok because you can't stand the fact that your daddy got impeached twice. That's crazy to me. All right, now let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with January 6th? Are you familiar with January 6th? Like how much do you know about what happened that day?
So hold on.
Are you familiar with that?
First topic, I brought up the Second Amendment. Second topic, you brought up Trump's impeachment.
He got impeached twice. Go look it up, Majestic. How about that? Majestic, time out. I'm going to mute you real quick, Majestic. W. Rick in the chat. Majestic, I'll do it this way. Since you don't want to take my word for it, hit unmute, please. Could you take a quick second to scroll out of TikTok and look up Donald Trump's impeachments and tell me if they are on his record based on your search results? Could you do that for me real quick, Majestic?
Well, if I did that, then it would pull me out of the line.
Well, I'll be right here waiting for you. It shouldn't take too long.
Right. Well.
Okay, just come on, because I don't want people on TikTok thinking that I'm lying about stuff when I'm not. Either we're gonna agree he got impeached and move on, or we're gonna have to take time and do the research.
Okay.
Go do it.
I see what you're saying, but listen.
No. Did you do it?
No. Let me. Can I say something?
Well, at least concede the point.
Right.
At least concede the point, Majestic.
Okay, then you concede the point that Trump was still in office and never got impeached, and he was found innocent, not guilty. Right. So what does that mean? What does that mean? If he's still in office, then what does that mean?
He didn't get convicted in the Senate.
Because
that's all that means,
right? If a
so Majestic, since you don't want to go look it up, I'm going to call foul on your part. Foul on the play. You get no points. As a matter of fact, you're getting penalized. Zeus is up 2-0. We only got one more point to make. I got to get the 3. All right, and after 3, you're done. Next point. Let's go straight to the next point, which is January 6th. Let's just go straight to January 6th, Majestic. January 6th. Majestic, January 6th. This is your opportunity to win it all. You ready to be honest about January 6th? You can win it all.
I don't know nothing about January 6th. What are you talking about?
You've never heard of it?
No. What are you talking about?
So you don't know anything about January 6th?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what that means. I win. Game over. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Majestic is unfit and unqualified to have this conversation with Zeus, because guess what? He's possessed with the MAGA demon. Yeah, you're not being honest. Ladies and gentlemen, join me throwing Majestic into the lake of fire. Majestic, you just got cooked. You embarrassed yourself. You don't even know who you're voting for, bro. Join me in sending him to the lake of fire. Let's give him a round of booze of shame. Bye, Majestic.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
never gonna get it, 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 never get it.
He'll never get it because he is so wrapped up in the delusion. You got up here and lied on Kamala Harris. She wants to take away your pew-pews. This is what she said. Creative Ink Studios. Thank you, brother. I'll follow up with you, brother. Who wants to take away his pew-pews? I played him the clip of Donald Trump saying it. Woo! Sent him right over the cliff with that one, all right? All right, please put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your daddy, your cult leader, all right? Because there's more to what this guy has been saying and doing. He's literally the worst thing that's ever. This is the worst. Donald Trump is I think he's clearly the most dangerous person on the planet right now. I don't even understand how any sensible American in their right mind thinks voting for Donald Trump is the right thing to do. Indo Tattoo, come on up here. Please put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, all right? We don't got all morning. We do not got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at this. Fred, come on up here, Fred. Ooh, look at that. We got Fred up here. Fred, good morning. Fred, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're a Trump supporter?
I'm more in the middle. I'm kind of like undecided.
Did you vote?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Listen, I want to talk to a certified MAGA demon. All right, Fred. Are you planning on voting for? Oh,
I plan on voting for Trump, but I'm like on the fence about it right now.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, Indo, I'll be right back with you. All right, Indo, and then Indo, send Zeus a guest request though. I'll deal with you and I'll help you get that straightened out. We'll lower your taxes. All right, Indo. So, Fred, what part of the country are you in?
I am in Michigan.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay, you're in Michigan. Did you vote last time?
I did not. I wasn't old enough.
Okay, so your parents, are they Trump supporters?
Yeah.
Are you is there anything that I could possibly say to you today to make you reconsider? Thank you, Jessica. Is there anything that I could say to you to make you reconsider endorsing this terrible individual as a person?
See, like I'm a very open-minded person. I'm willing to like hear on out. Like for me right now, the thing I'll say is like I'm not the most educated person when it comes to politics.
Right.
What I'll tell you is like what you probably hear like 99% of the time is the economy, foreign policy, border, yada yada yada. I think it was better under Trump, but I mean you could probably defend that it wasn't. Is there like? So I like some of Kamala's policies, right?
Like what?
She has like some pro-African American policies, like the African American Growth and Opportunity Act, and she also has like the corporate tax cuts and stuff like that. So big tax breaks. Sorry.
Okay, I get it. So you're confused. Are you afraid like what would happen in your house if you were to go home and say, "Mom, Dad, I voted for Kamala Harris"? Is that kind of your concern?
No, that doesn't.
What would happen in your household, do you think, if you were to tell them that?
My parents aren't like radical Republicans. They don't really care too much.
Okay.
Vote.
But my concern here is this. You know Trump was in office before.
Yeah.
And you saw how that ended, right? How you start is how you finish, right?
Yeah.
How did it end?
With COVID.
And?
Loss of jobs and stuff like that. But, I mean, you could say that.
What else? And an insurrection.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so why would you even be concerned about Kamala Harris at this point? I mean, one person wants to terminate the Constitution, and then there's another one who's trying to uphold it. I think that's the simplest way for me to explain it to you, because there's a lot of freedoms and things like that you get by having a Constitution, right? You get all these protections, but those go away if there's no Constitution, right?
Right.
And we agreed Donald Trump wanted to terminate the Constitution, right?
See, that I'm on the fence about. I don't know about all that. I mean, maybe you can educate me.
Yeah, well, listen to what Mike Pence had to say.
Irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And that on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. And what the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the President was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
Pretty clear to me.
Yeah.
Pretty. That's coming from a Republican, so it's got to be credible, right? It has to have way more credit than a Democrat, right? If we were to put a scale together, 1 to 10, in terms of credibility, and because you're a Republican, you would have to rate Republicans giving out information a lot higher than Democrats giving out information, correct?
Sure.
Yeah, and so because of his status as the vice president, I think that makes it a solid 10.
Right.
And for him to say Donald Trump wanted him to place him above the Constitution, I don't think there's really anything to debate, right?
Right. Oh, well, I mean, I guess like my things are like I really like I mentioned like the African American growth.
Oh, that's Kamala. But what are we? What? Let's go ahead and settle this thing that Mike Pence said.
That I like real quick about Kamala.
So, are you leaning towards voting for Kamala? Is that where we're at?
I'm leaning towards Trump, but
like, wait a second. Then I don't want to. Don't listen. I just gave you information. And I would appreciate it if you actually took it serious.
Yeah.
What did Mike Pence say?
That he was going to side with the Constitution and not with Trump.
Why are you not following suit?
Well, okay, let me put it this way. To like me from hearing that, right? Mike Pence stated that he was not siding with Trump and that he was siding with the Constitution, right? But there was no context behind his claim of him siding. So, like, is there? Like, do you have like context behind like what Trump was doing against the Constitution to make Mike? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, let me go one step further because you got to do the 5 whys. Why do you think Mike Pence would have said that? Because to me, he's not. To me, you're risking everything.
Right.
Why would a person at his level, the second highest ranking government official, make such a statement? There's only 2 real reasons. Either he has his own agenda, right?
Right.
Or perhaps there's something very serious happening
that he knew about, sure.
And let's get down into it. I hate to say it to you, but are you familiar with what happened on January 6th?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the whole bringing the gallows to the Congress, to the Capitol, and trying to unalive Mike Pence?
I was not for it. No.
Did you hear about it?
I did hear about it.
Okay, so on that day his life was threatened.
Sure.
So maybe we got to admit that there was something very serious that happened, maybe as opposed to him having his own personal agenda.
Sure.
Right? So now that we've established something serious was going on, it probably makes sense to you now that he had to say this because he needs to let the American people know the truth.
Yeah.
So again, why would you not follow his lead? He's more of a Republican than you.
Well, my whole thing is, I guess, just moral confidence. I'm not confident enough that Kamala will do.
Kamala.
Sorry, what was that?
Kamala.
Kamala?
Yeah.
Kamala. I'm not confident that Kamala will do good enough of a job, especially it being her first term as president. I mean, vice president is big as in and of itself, but president's a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had 2 roles that she had to take care of when she was vice president. Now she's got the whole country that she's got to take care of.
All right, listen, Fred, I'm really trying to work with you. How old did you say you were?
I'm 20.
20. What you're doing is you're resisting. You're resisting just good old-fashioned common sense. And I know why. Because I can sense what's really going on inside of you. I've been where you're at. You have an issue with a woman being president. And I just wish Trump supporters would come up here and say that, especially a woman of color, because nothing else you're saying, honestly, nothing else makes sense. You have somebody that you and I have confirmed led an insurrection against the United States. His own vice president said he wants to place himself above the Constitution, but yet you don't heed those warning signs at all, and you're deliberately looking for a reason to just disqualify Kamala Harris. And none of the reasons make sense. Obviously, she's a successful person because she has a resume. On that resume, you see previous positions held, things accomplished. That's how people in the real world move up and move along in different positions. She's demonstrating that. She doesn't have 4 indictments. She's never been impeached. She hasn't been convicted of anything. Come on, bro. Use your common sense for just a split second.
But Zeus, for me, like, if Michelle Obama were nominated as the Democratic nominee, I would vote for her. I see her as a more confident woman.
Bro. Let's stick to the 2 choices you got.
Right.
You're at a fork in the road. You got to go this way, straight to hell, or you got to go this way and possibly live to fight another day. Sure. Which direction do you think a logical person should choose if they want to move forward and do things in life? Well, there's really only one choice. Why would you go with a person you know pretty much is only running to stay out of prison? What was the last book you've actually read? Have you read any books recently about what other people have said about Donald Trump? People who've worked with him?
No, not recently. But I guess my whole thing
is the issue.
So
this is the issue.
You know how you mentioned Mike Pence and saying that, he sided with the Constitution because he more than likely knew something was going to happen?
Yeah.
My whole thing is, why would Donald Trump, right? Let me just make this. Lose all of his money in a criminal court case and all that stuff. Get shot at once, assassination attempt twice.
Pew pew.
Sorry. And still run for president.
Okay, if I give you an answer to this question, will you please stop making excuses?
Yeah.
Because I'm surprised your parents aren't talking to you about this. No one in your community is talking to you about this. Donald Trump has been living a life of crime all his life. And at a certain point, you do wrong, you're going to reap what you sow. Donald Trump, because he's the defendant in a lot of these court cases, he knew before anyone else knew what his future would be like. And you know what he decided to do? The only way to get away from all of this is to run to be the president. So before the information came out to us, he tried to get ahead of it by announcing that he's running to be president. So he can get out here and tell you all they're only doing this to me because I'm running to be president. But this is stuff that was coming the entire time. You commit crimes, it takes them a while to investigate it. Once the case gets ripe and they feel they can move forward with a prosecution or a lawsuit, your behind's going to have to go to court. And he saw that coming and he decided to go run to be president. That's why. And as a matter of fact, the so-called money you think he's losing, he's making it hand over fist off of his supporters, portraying himself as somehow the victim. It's a great strategy if you want to make a lot of money. But he's not missing anything. He's not sitting in prison. He's still flying around in his private jet, opening up golf courses. He's got Truth Social now. I hear that's worth billions of dollars. He's still looking good. But you all are falling for this.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
How does it make sense, Fred? How does this make sense?
Well, you're basically like the way you put it kind of makes a lot of sense because you're saying he's gaining, a lot. He's already the rich are getting richer pretty much, and the poor are getting poorer.
Yeah, and especially with his supporters. One of the things that I like to tell folks like you is if you look at the people who are harmed the most by Donald Trump, it's his supporters. And I'll give you some real clear examples. You can go look them up yourself. Let's take, for instance, January 6th. A Trump supporter lost her life that day.
Yeah.
Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah.
If Trump would have told the truth, she would have never been there.
Right.
There's 1,400 or so people who've been, charged and sentenced as a result of their conduct on January 6th. If Donald Trump wouldn't have lured them there with that big lie, these folks would still be running around here, living their lives, spending time with their families and people in their community. They're the ones getting harmed. The pandemic, the people who aren't getting vaccinated, they tend to be the ones more proportionately impacted by the negative side effects of contracting the virus, because they really do believe the stuff he says. Well, why don't you hit the body with some light, inject it with some disinfectant, take you some of that ivermectin. Meanwhile, he went and got vaccinated. He pushed Operation Warp Speed, but y'all still in now. Y'all are the ones that are losing your lives. Herman Cain went to one of his rallies during the pandemic. One of his supporters lost his life, went to a super spreader event.
Yeah.
He had an event in Coachella. You remember that? He lured a bunch of his supporters out there and left them stranded.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you should look this stuff up. Sometimes he leaves them in the cold. He just does his rallies and he gets out. He doesn't worry about how they get back. The Butler incident, where someone supposedly made an attempt on his life. That was a Trump supporter taking aim at him. And guess who got hurt? Another Trump supporter. More Trump supporters.
Yeah.
He's the only one benefiting out of all of this.
Okay, so Zeus, can I ask you this? So you've done a great job at explaining like how shitty of a person Trump is. Could you possibly I
haven't even got. There's more.
I believe it. I believe it. Don't get me wrong. I believe it.
You want to hear about how he says nasty things about his daughter? You want to talk about some of the cases where, like the S-ing and hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein? You want to talk a little bit about that, or have you had enough?
I've had enough for now. I think the calamity of it is pretty high now.
Do you still want to go and vote for this person? Because listen up. The moment you cast your vote for him, folks like me, once we find that out about you, bro, we're going to be on you like white on rice.
Sure.
Do you want that kind of attention on yourself?
No.
You sure? Because you will commit yourself to a lifetime, and I do mean this, a lifetime of having to explain to people. Because he's going to lose. But you're going to have to explain this the rest of your life why you voted for this person and you knew all of this.
Right. But couldn't you say the same about any other politician? I mean, Joe Biden used to be racist.
No, bro. No. Again, Joe Biden is not even running. So we got to just go ahead and nip that in the butt. This is about two people, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. And I haven't even given you everything about Donald Trump. You said, Zeus, please don't tell me nothing else about my daddy. I get it. This guy is disgusting. Fred, come on back, Fred. Fred?
Hello? Sorry, I got a phone call.
Fred, come on back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
Yeah, okay. All right, you got to go?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. So now that you know all that you can handle about Donald Trump, does this give you at least...
I guess it's pushing me...
Does this make you want to at least pause and say, wait a second, why the heck? And did you hear what he said yesterday? In a garbage man in a garbage man outfit? Listen to this.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Doesn't that sound creepy as heck? Fred.
I'll be right back in 1 second. No, you're
you got to go, Fred. I get it, Fred.
I'm all good. Just give me 2 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred is getting inundated with a lot. This is a lot for a young man to handle. This is a lot for a young man to handle. All right. Let's see, who do we got? All right, let's see if I could get somebody else up here real quick. Fred, if you don't mind, Fred, attacking. While we're waiting on Fred, you had something you would like to say to us, please?
Well, yeah, he made a comment about Kamala Harris not having enough experience. So, Fred, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so when Donald Trump became the president in 2016, right?
Yeah.
What experience did he have to become the president at that time?
I wasn't able to vote at that time, so I mean.
It's okay. I want to get a clarification. What experience did he have at that time to become the president of the United States?
He had nothing at that time. He had just
Correct. So Kamala Harris, Attorney General for all of California, 40 million people she was pretty much overseeing in a sense. 40 million. Donald Trump, no 40 million. She was a senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a VP. VP, vice president. So
Right.
she has a working knowledge of within the arena, correct?
Sure.
Okay, so Donald Trump the first time has zero experience, zero knowledge, and while he was president, he pretty much effed up a lot of stuff. Now you have somebody who has prosecution type of, I can't even say the word this morning. I just woke up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Experience, knows how the structure of the government works, and is wanting to be the president for all people, as Donald Trump is saying, I'm only going to be president for this side while I attack this side. Which he has said that. He has said that.
Yeah.
He said it recently. He has said it. We can play audio. I can't.
They hate it when we play audio. They hate it.
I said I won't deny it. I've heard it.
Okay, great. So,
and then I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to be listening.
Now you have somebody who has the experience and knowledge within the realm of the arena, somebody who didn't have any and basically ignored learning about the environment in itself, because people are coming out and said he just totally ignored a lot of stuff. So, for women's rights, minority rights, your rights, I don't know if you're married, if you are, your wife's rights, your mother's rights, if you have a sister, your sister's rights. You have somebody who's caring about all them, while you have this guy only caring about himself and wanting to have retribution against people who have told the truth about him and his activities, and basically has literally said out loud with his own mouth and lips and words that he would be willing to execute somebody that he disagreed with or tried to be part of the swamp. But the thing is this, he also said people who have cheated in the election, he wants to jail them and execute them. And as we all know, and you sound intelligent, in 2020, and the people who have been charged were all Republicans, including Donald Trump.
Now, Fred, this is my good friend attacking. He's an honest broker of the truth like myself. Are we making any kind of headway, making any kind of progress in terms of helping you to understand which side of history you should be on?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Hold on.
We'll give you 2 seconds.
Fred, time is money, bro. Fred, time is money, bro. What the heck are you doing? You're on the clock, Fred? We could just get straight down to business.
Hey, if you have a child and you're changing a diaper, you're doing something Donald Trump would never do, because he said he would never do it.
Well, listen, attacking. It looks like I don't know if Fred's busy, but we got to move on, Fred. This is
okay.
All right,
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Are you okay, Fred?
Yeah.
What's going on? Are you busy? You're on the clock?
No, just running a couple errands.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I don't want to tie you up, but I do hope that, some of the information that we've given you is going to help you make the right decision, all right?
Well, I guess my main question, or like my last question is, I mean, you've definitely steered me a bit away from the right, is there any way like you can like bring me to convince me that Kamala is going to be a better president?
Attacking, please try. Seriously.
Well, let's put it this way. She's laid out her economic plan, which basically says that with new families with children, $6,000 child tax credit, small businesses up to 50,000. Was it 50,000? I think it's 50,000.
50,000.
Right?
Yep.
For first-time home buyers, 25,000. Increasing medical coverage, lowering prices on pharmaceuticals. Donald Trump, just so you know, Fred, has said when he was asked about how is he going to address child care, he said that he was going to put tariffs and taxes on products coming into the United States. Now, I don't know how the heck he's going to take care of child care by taxing a foreign country, because the thing is, the products that I think you just went out of a store because I heard a doorbell, kind of like a door was opening or closing.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. So anyway, no, when you were first time. But anyway, the thing is this: tariffs add cost to the products you and I buy.
Right.
So if let's say Zeus was importing the hat that's on his head from somebody, and he was selling it for $10. He was buying it from the manufacturer for $8. He sold it for $10. Now the importer that he gets it from is going to sell it to Zeus for $10. Now he's going to sell it to us for $12.
And that's more out of your bank account.
That's just basic economics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Good
and
morning,
then
everyone.
also 23 Nobel-winning economists have said that Trump's if he becomes president again, his economy is going to raise to consumers $4,000 a year more out of your pocket.
Is that enough, Fred? And I'll end it with this, Fred. This is really about preserving our democracy. You got one who's willing to uphold the Constitution and one who clearly thinks they're above it. And you got evidence of that. So before you vote, I think you really need to do your research, number one. But those are some solid points. What was that attacking?
One last thing too.
Let me say one last thing to you, Fred. Should a president take responsibility for an action within his administration if something was to happen, instead of saying, no, I take no responsibility? Would a good president take responsibility for something?
I guess it depends on what it is, but yeah, 99% of the time, yeah.
Okay, so Donald Trump just had a horrible comedian at his Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that was a
event,
blunder,
right?
Yeah,
that's on him.
That was a blunder. Now the thing is this: we all know Trump is a micromanager. He knew who's coming on his stage. Nothing is going to be put on by anybody without Trump's approval. Now the thing is this: I'm not going to hold Donald Trump accountable for the guy's words. He doesn't know what's going to come out of the guy's mouth.
right.
But what Donald Trump should have done, because I just put up a video of him interviewing with Sean Hannity,
Yeah,
where he says, I don't know the guy. I don't want to know the guy, because he always separates himself from things. He goes, I don't know him. I have no idea. I take no responsibility for this. We don't vet people. Yes, they vet people.
Good morning.
Okay, but he's saying, I'm not taking responsibility. What Donald Trump should have done is he should have got on stage and said, listen, I apologize for that person over here.
Bingo.
I didn't know he was going to say that.
Bingo.
I'm trying to be the president of the United States of America for all people. But instead of doing that, he denies it. He blames somebody else. He says it's no biggie, and that we're just making more of an issue than what's necessary. Don't you think a good president should take responsibility, even if he didn't do it and it's just part of his crowd? Listen, I didn't like that. He's fired, and I apologize to America.
Thank you. All right, Fred. Listen, we got to move on. But Fred, do you get that?
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, now you said you had something to say real quickly, but before you do, are you voting for Donald Trump after this? This is a lot of energy that went into you getting this information based on this conversation. Are you still voting for Donald Trump?
Let me ask this one last question, and then I'll tell you yes or no. So with you know how you mentioned Kamala giving 6,000 and
You mean Kamala?
Kamala, sorry.
I think I know where you're leaning, bro.
No, I'm sorry. I just suck at pronouncing names.
Mm.
But you said that she would give $6,000 to what was it, kids?
Child tax credit to help the family.
First year of the child's life.
How much did you say about first-time homeowners?
25,000
for you for the
starting a business. 50,000. What's your issue, Fred? See,
So
now I'm getting a little uncomfortable, Fred. This is it's the fine-tooth comb stuff with Kamala that I'm really just kind of like, Fred, it's not really sitting well with Zeus.
No. It's not a concern. It's just a question.
All right.
Where does she get that money?
Oh, there you go. There you go, right there. There you go. Wait, why does it matter?
What do you mean? Why does it matter?
You're just looking for something to say, oh, I got an issue with it, instead of just coming clean and saying, I have a problem with women, especially women of color, being presidents. That's the thing. That's the issue, Fred.
No, it's not.
Well, hold on. It's gonna be like it's gonna be from.
Am I not reading that right? Attacking? Maybe you say I'm being a little too critical.
I'm hearing them different.
Oh,
it's gonna be just like Donald Trump is saying. He's gonna put tariffs and taxes on people, which costs you more money. The taxes that come out of us go to a fund. It's going to be a loan. It's a loan payback. They will pay that back. The $25,000 for the house. It's a loan.
So it's not just you're giving it.
No. It's a loan. But the thing is this: everything that happens, your money, my money's all taxed. Once it's taxed, it's not our money anymore. We don't have any say so about it. But the thing is this. If you're concerned about where's this money coming from, what you really should be concerned is about what Donald Trump does with the tariffs on everything that's imported to the United States. That's what you should be worried about, because that's going to raise costs of products that you and I pay for more so than these things with what Kamala Harris is going to try to do. But then again, loans are different. Remember when Obama helped the auto industry?
Yeah.
He had them sign a contract to pay back the money that we gave them. Donald Trump gave $28 billion to the farmers, and we didn't get that money's not coming back to us. That's money from the government, and plus 24% bankruptcies rose 24% to the farmers because of Trump's tariffs. He cost this country money. He cost this country farmers.
And I'll end it with this. Trump's plan, they say, is going to add $7.5 trillion to the debt over 10 years. Kamala's would add $3.5 trillion. So, who's being more fiscally responsible, Fred?
Yeah, I mean,
I also have on my page, on my #1 page, Fred, in regards to the economy and how it's going. If you want to go watch it.
Yeah. So, Fred, we've reached a point in the show where I got to move on.
Yeah, no worries.
Where do you stand?
Honestly, I think you've got me kind of switching up.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa!
I told you, I'm a very open-minded person. I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense. I'm not going to vote for something that doesn't make sense,
Well, Fred, listen. I take you at your word. You wouldn't be up here pulling our leg, would you?
I mean, I'm not pulling your leg. It's just like I join a lot of these lives to, soak in a bunch of information because it's my first time voting. I don't know how it really goes. Like I told you earlier, I'm not the most politically educated person.
Got it. Well, we draw a hard line over here. All right. So, and again, there's no substitute in terms of doing your own research. All right. We only can do so much in a 2 hours time slot, but I take you at your word, Fred. I hope you do go and vote for Kamala Harris, and so that you won't be on the wrong side of history going forward. You won't regret it. Trust me. When you vote for Kamala, looking back 5 or 10 years down the road, you'll say, "I'm glad I did that." Trust me.
Sure.
All right.
I appreciate you guys for your time, and thanks for all the information.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, show attacking some love, please. And please show Fred some love. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You only do this. We don't get these kind of moments to celebrate together on TikTok. We don't. All right. Thank you, you two. Thank you. All right. All right. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Be
All
good,
right.
Be safe.
All
Thanks,
righty.
Zeus.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, you know what Fred chose to. What did Fred choose to do? Instead of Lake of Fire, what did he choose to do? I think he chose to drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill, we gonna frack, frack, frack. Drill, baby, drill, like it's electric.
Thank you, Fred. That's some drill, baby, drill stuff right there, Fred. You're on the right way. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. All right. All right, let's see. All right. Now, listen, let's get straight into this. All right, I know Q-Dog said he had something he wanted to share with me this morning before we go any further. Q-Dog, come on up here, brother. How are you doing?
What's going on, bro? How you doing today?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom tending to these affairs as usual.
So
yes.
So I want to share with you a story that took place yesterday.
Okay.
After I dropped my daughter off from basketball practice. So I'm coming through. If you're familiar with Douglasville, Georgia, if you ever been in Georgia.
I can't say I have, sir, but please continue.
I see this gentleman, white gentleman, and I assume his wife, in a pickup truck. Big old sign on the back that said, well, first let me say what his tag says. He's a Army veteran. Then I see a big old sign on the back of his tailgate, covering up half the tailgate. Veterans for Trump. So you know I had to play devil's advocate, right?
Right.
I tapped the horn and they looked back and I had to get over into a lane that I really didn't want to be in, but rolled down the window. I said, I got a question for you. And it was directed towards the veteran.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so you're okay with him, and I didn't say his name, I knew who I was talking about, disrespecting the troops. Immediately, the wife said, oh, I can answer that. With the most backyard country accent you could ever.
Lord have mercy.
You already know where it was coming out of. No, we don't agree with that. And of course the light changed, and God puts it in place. I could see both of them looking back like, how dare he ask that question, right? Well, my thing is, you got this big sign saying Veterans for Trump, but you immediately come out of your mouth and already knew what it was.
Yeah.
Pure racism coming out. It can't be anything else but that. If you're telling me that you're against this man talking down and bad about veterans, including your husband sitting next to you,
right?
There's no other communication that could come out of your mouth and out of your oar than racism. And it was spilling all over. She didn't have to say one word.
You can tell.
Of saying the N word or anything. You could tell it would have came out eventually if we probably would have had that conversation. But she was looking back. I could see in the rearview mirror looking back, trying to see if I'm following them or whatnot. I just had to ask that question.
Wow.
It's just ironic how these folks think. They don't care about anything that has to do with politics and procedures.
Ain't that something? But they love to portray themselves as they're very concerned about those very things, right?
Exactly.
We care about policy. That's what they say. We want to hear about our policy.
You want to talk about the border and this and that and the other, but you don't have no problem when these folks that's coming over here illegally utilizing them for cheap labor. But now you ready to send them back, or however you want to put it. It's just amazing to me how people think, man.
Yeah.
And we already know what it is. There's no blind side to it now. You might as well go ahead and put that pointed hat on your head and pop out them white sheets, because that's what you're doing. And that's exactly how we see it when you talk. You know, y'all, it's a lot of them on here. It's sad that it's a lot of them on here.
Yeah.
That spew that racist hatred, and it'll be the same people that you working right next to.
Ain't that something?
They won't do it in the workplace. They won't do it in the church. And they won't do it directly in the street to a certain degree. But when they get behind closed doors, just like them putting on them sheets, hiding behind them sheets, they use the internet as they triple K sheet.
Yep.
That's all it is.
And that's a message for you blacks for Trump, you blagger folks out there. I need y'all to really listen to what Q is saying to you. Let it sink through your cerebral cortex. All right. I know nothing sank through that thing in a while, but let this sink in. All right. Sorry, Q. Please continue.
Yeah, brother. Let me tell you something. We out here doing work regardless. This ain't nothing new. It's the same soup, just warmed over twice.
Yep.
And we got to understand and realize that the ones that we try to make ourselves presentable and put on our what's the word I'm looking for? Jester.
Yeah.
Uniform on and dance for them and make them happy. You think that's going to change their mind? You still look like a fool to them. You just entertaining me right about now.
Yep. And
every
I keep
last
trying to
one
help
of
them
these
know that.
every last one of these blaggers that's on here, you're entertaining them. You are their jester, and that's how they look at you. They look down to you, and you don't get it. You think, oh, I'm number one in their eyesight. No, you're not. As long as you got black or brown skin, no, you're not. Never have been.
That part. All right, brother. But listen, I appreciate you. I might have to bring you back up because we're going to go drill, baby, drill. All right.
Definitely. I'm here for you, brother. Salute. And good morning to all the folks in your live right this morning. All 1,500.
Let's go.
And counting.
Let's go. We're going to keep lowering those taxes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Q-Dog a huge round of applause. Thank you, brother. No lies detected. Alrighty then. All right. We're really making progress out here. We got one conversion this morning. And to me, that is what matters. All right, boss lady. Thank you so much for the guitar. All right. Now let's get back into this. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Someone says, Zeus, I'm ready for the lake of fire. All right, we'll see. We had someone that actually avoided the lake of fire, right? So that's, to me, one of the most important things, right? If you avoid lake of fire, that means you're on the right path. But please put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, you want to come up here and defend your daddy. All right, because I don't know if you know, but there's going to be what the good book says, something along the way, a great separation. Mason, oh, I spread lies. Mason said Zeus is spreading lies. Mason, come on up here, Mason. Mason, it's your lucky day. Come on up here, Mason. Let's have a conversation. Because you said I'm spreading lies. I don't know where the lie is. Please point it out, all right? But, Mason, I got some terrible news. For you, Mason. And it's going to make you cry. It is. There's going to be a great separation between you and your daddy this November. Yeah. Your daddy's going to end up losing, and then guess what, Mason? He's going to go to sentencing on November 26th, and he will learn how he will be punished for living a life of crime, especially when it came to those hush money payments that you know what he did, right? So Mason, come on up, Mason. Is it true? What is it? Is it true about Trump and Hall? I don't know about that. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your daddy. All right, we don't got all morning. Where's all this momentum at, MAGA? I thought I'm voting for Trump on the 26th for show. Oh my gosh. All right, I got you, Q. I got you. All right. Well, there's another issue. Mason, buy him some soap. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right. They don't want to defend their daddy. All right. Now this is a bit of the other part of this that I need to talk about today is this whole Donald Trump thing. You know, where he's saying he's protecting women. Any MAGA women out there, put a 1 in the chat, please, if you're a MAGA woman. I want to really make sure I drive this point home to you. There was a great segment this morning on Morning Joe about what Donald Trump means when he says he's protecting women. Any MAGA women on here? Any MAGA women? Any MAGA women out there? All right? This to me is something we need to get on the record in the kingdom, because I don't want to hear any more Trump supporters saying Donald Trump is protecting women after this. No. I don't want to hear it.
Say, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. So why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said.
Something's wrong with your mind if you're cheering for this. Something's really wrong with you.
They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say, pay these guys a lot of money. Can you believe it? I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
Whether women like it or not, that's great. Trump says he'll protect women. Okay, he's got a long history that suggests otherwise.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the. You can do anything.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the you can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the
Well, that's if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
You running for president of the United States will be chief executive of the United States. Do you believe believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years.
I don't know. That I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position. For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it. They wanted to get it back, right? You wouldn't have that. There would be no question. Nobody else was going to get that done but me. Yeah. And we did it, and we did something that was a miracle. When I walked onto the stage today, a gentleman in the back, probably works for Fox, nice guy, sits.
Well, the abortion bans due to Donald Trump are certainly punishment for women. I've been bringing the stories here throughout the past 2 weeks of many women who are just examples of many more women who are having reproductive emergencies or emergencies with their reproductive organs, whether they are pregnant or not, who are not getting the health care that they need. And the stories are gruesome, that they're dreadful. They're a horror that nobody should have to endure. And I have to tell them because it's happening now. It's happening now. And this is a lot of the reason why women probably will be the beacon this election and turn out in record numbers. I've told the stories of women who have been sterilized, who have died, who have had to prove that they were dying enough. And now we have another story, thanks to the reporting at ProPublica. This woman here, Yoseli Barnica, she was so excited to be having a baby, another baby. And she is now one of 2 Texas women on record who died after doctors delayed her emergency care. And it's important to say exactly how this happened. She was 17 weeks pregnant. She went to the hospital because a miscarriage was in progress. And according to hospital records, the fetus was on the verge of coming out. And the moment medical care should have been administered, which was that moment, and the reason why they would need the medical care is that they would need to speed up the delivery and empty her uterus, because that would save her life at this point. The baby was completely unviable. It was a miscarriage, and they needed to save her. And if you take the measures and do the health care that helps empty the uterus, that then prevents her from getting an infection and dying. She told her husband when he rushed to her bedside, they had to wait until there was no heartbeat. And her husband told ProPublica, they told him it would have been a crime to give her the care that she needed. It would have been a crime to save her life. Donald Trump is the protector of women because his bans just killed another woman. Yoseli suffered for 40 hours in agony while her uterus remained exposed to bacteria. And 3 days later, this young mother who was so excited about bringing another life into this world was dead. So, Joe, that is just yet another story, and there will be many, many, many more of life in America, Trump's life in America for women. So when you look at him as the protector, just keep that in mind. I'm not sure what he's talking about. It's kind of some sick, distorted, fascist way.
He's protecting himself. And
do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? People are suffering. Women are suffering. Losing their life, losing their freedom because of Donald Trump's abortion ban, AB ban. This is why when they come in my box and they say, Zeus, why don't you let me speak and get my Creative Inc., thank you, and everyone else, thank you, seriously. And I'm going to go back to the box. But this was, to me, when I listened to this story, it was a reality check. It was a wake-up call. One, all of you so-called guys out there, you're not men. You're cowards. You're cowards. For you to think that you somehow have the right to tell someone else, especially women, what to do with their bodies is sick. And you're going to sit there and watch women suffer this way and not help them because you're afraid to go to prison? You're afraid to go to jail? But you'll go to jail for Donald Trump. Y'all are some... This is why I say you don't need any more evidence that this is clearly a cult. Your priorities are messed up. How could you look at people in your family, in your community, losing their life and then still go out there and cast your ballot for the person that caused that? And then sit up here and tell us, oh, you have issues with inflation. You have issues with immigration. You're not a patriot. Y'all are really, this is why I say this, y'all are a bunch of traitors. Y'all don't care about anyone but yourselves or Donald Trump. You actually care about Donald Trump more than yourselves. To the women out there, the MAGA women out there, I hope this is a wake-up call. All right, because it's not just about I'm trying to protect life. What happens between that area, in that area where it's women actually needing health care because of what's going on with their reproduction? What about that? You're protecting life, but not the woman's? It doesn't make any sense. In your own selfishness, You're harming yourself and innocent people. This is a sad story, ladies and gentlemen, but I do hope that, her family, I don't know how they're processing this. Her children don't have a mother. Her husband doesn't have a wife. Her parents don't have a daughter. All of this because of you so-called Christians. This is some sick stuff. Let me go to the box and bring up the next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. This is some wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Tiffany. How are you doing? Welcome to the show, Tiffany. How are you?
Hey, Zeus. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right, happy Halloween. It is Halloween.
Happy 5 days until we are done with MAGA.
Thank you. That made me feel a lot better when you said that. 5 more days until we're done with MAGA. That makes me feel a lot better.
Period. I voted on early voting day with my daughter. On
Nice.
Tuesday.
Nice.
So, voted for our VP Kamala Harris.
Let's go. Let's go.
I was so proud to bring her along with me because she's 9. And I've said this before, but I'm so tired of people coming in here and being disingenuous and not pronouncing her name correctly.
Go ahead.
It's just giving racism. It's giving bigoted. Like I heard Fred, the 2 guests you had earlier were from Michigan, which is my state as well, which is a pivotal swing state in all elections, right?
Right.
But I just don't know if they do it on purpose. First of all, they mispronounce her name on purpose to be like not only willfully ignorant, but to be disingenuous AF, right? Yeah. And you clocked it. You're exactly right. Fred does not like women. He's probably an incel. Let's really be honest.
Wow.
And I don't really know if I believe that he's going to, or that we really.
You don't believe Fred is going to go vote for Kamala? Fred, I hope you're listening up. You got a lot of work to do, bro. You got a lot of work to do. If you really want to make that change, you got to, because there's people out here, right? Just because you say you're going to, people are like, I don't know about that. That happens quite a bit. So make sure you get this understood, Fred.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tiffany.
No, it's okay. I don't understand. He was presented with all the things, and I'm so tired of not only you having to do all this labor, us being educated individuals. We've already done so much work.
Thank you.
We've already been doing so much work in our life to get educated, and then these people come in the box and they want you to do everything for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Google is free 99. Go on
the
internet. You have the interwebs. You have TikTok at this point is a whole educational platform. So, but in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to need you to do some work on your own.
That part.
Right?
Yep.
So I like your young age of 20, you just got so many educational gems, and I just still don't know if I believe he is going to do the right thing and be in the right side.
That's fair. That's fair. That's the consequence of being like that, right? People are going to look at you a certain way.
Yeah. And then also just like off of the clips you just played, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I have no words as a woman and representing women, Black women, femme presenting people. We are at a really, really deplorable state that women do not have bodily autonomy. So please miss me when men are in here saying that we have equal rights to y'all. We do not.
Thank you.
Right?
No.
And if you don't have a uterus, you don't have an opinion unless you're going to protect and really support women in their choices to have reproductive rights, because AB is reproductive health, and it's also about medical privacy. It's about all those things, right? So at the end of the day, if you are voting for Trump, we've been saying this over almost a decade of Trump being in our political system. But at this point, we've been saying this over the years. At this point, if you're still voting for this person, you do not have a moral code or a compass.
They don't.
You don't care about women. You don't care about Black people. You don't care about human rights.
That part.
At the end of the day, please get out there and vote. Make sure you, again, vote blue down the ballot. If you have questions, also make sure you ask the poll workers, because sometimes things can be confusing. about making sure, like in some spots, you can fill in 2 to like 4 for like school board, things like that. So make sure you're asking your poll workers questions if you do have those questions at the end of the day. So
tell them.
Right.
Tell them to no. They need to know because they love to pretend like they don't know stuff like that for some strange reason.
I mean, Fred came up here with his whole chest and said, "I'm not educated in politics." Well, then do better and listen to the people that are. Because the people that love to be beating their chest and are the loudest people in the room are the ones that are the most misinformed. Right?
Thank you. Yep.
So
that part.
I love y'all. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. We got 5 days, y'all. Get out there and vote. Make sure you share your voice. Get others to go to the polls with you. Bring your family members. Bring your friends. And just make sure that you're encouraging people to get out there because we are going to change what's been going on over the last decade. It is time for this amazing woman to be our president. So
Amen. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, you made me feel a little bit better by giving me that optimism. All right, I needed that because this stuff that we're having to deal with right now, these last 5 days, is crazy to say the least. Right? It's getting ridiculous.
It is. And one last thing, you cannot stand by misogynistic and bigoted rhetoric and then take yourself out of it if you're still condoning it.
Bingo.
Right? So exactly what he said about this comedian, not funny at all, offensive, right? If you're going to be up there saying bigoted things and you don't condone that, you're participating in it and you're part of the problem.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, W. Tiffany in the chat. Let's show her some love. Let's give her a huge round of applause. Thank you, Put a 1 in the chat real quick. We don't got much time to do this, all right? If you're a Trump supporter, Zeus needs to hear from you. There's just too much information, too much truth coming out of this show. I don't know how anyone could still... I'm a Trump supporter after this show we've just put on. We're mopping the floor with MAGA today, ladies and gentlemen. You all deserve a round of applause. These Trump supporters know. Oh, look at that. We have a MAGA demon in the chat. T. Sims, come on up here. Come on up here, T. Sims. All right, you just come into my live and you spew that propaganda. Trump. What is it about Donald Trump that you love, T. Sims, whatever your name is? I sent you an invitation. Oh, wait a second. Okay, who is this? I'm not voting for Kamala because she's a woman. I'm voting for her because she's for the people. Okay, I can live with that. All right, I can live with that. Cowboy. Wait a second. I see Cowboy. Cowboy, hold on. Cowboy, wait a second. Where'd you go? Dims like, oh, Cowboy, you got 0 followers. I can't even bring you up. I think the Trump supporters understand. They understand what we're saying now. It's starting to sink through their thick skulls. As an HR professional, can I give some information? All right, Cindy, come on up here, Cindy. All right, you asked nicely. I can try to bring you up real quick. Come on up here, Cindy. I brought you up. I sent you an invite. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. and you want to still come up here and defend your daddy, all right? She is definitely not, wait a minute, she's definitely not for the people. She is for her own pocket. Capricorn, please, come on up here, Capricorn. What do you mean, Capricorn? I don't know what that means. Capricorn, someone wrote nothing to defend. Okay, Capricorn doesn't have the ability to join the live. All right, no followers. Thank you, Q Dog. Put a 1 in the chat. If you are a Trump supporter. Oh, wait a second. Who's this? Eddie, do you know that Harris kept black prisoners past their sentences to use for cheap labor? Come on up here, Eddie. Eddie, come on up here. Eddie, please. Otherwise, I'm going to ask my moderators to put you in a straitjacket. All right, yeah. Eddie is a Russian bot. Do not believe a single thing Eddie just said. Brother AI, can you send Zeus a guest request because I'm not able to send you an invite? What I'm trying to do is do a quick back and forth between. Oh, Cindy, you said you wanted to come up here. Come on up here real quick, please. Cindy, how are you doing? You said you work in HR, Cindy. Good morning.
I like
nice. Good morning, Cindy. I like it when you turn your camera on. All right. Thank you so much.
I'm from California, so of course we're blue, but
okay.
I represent, I'm in HR, we represent everybody, right? It's
right.
not individual. And one of the things I've been trying to get across, and I wish some media would kind of pick up on this, is that, this mass deportation, I don't think they really cover this as much as they should, and how it's going to affect the economy as well as people's lives.
Right.
Back in, I would say starting around March or April, I had associates come to me, and they didn't tell me what their immigration status was, but they were concerned because maybe someone in the family, which they didn't proclaim to me or anything, they said that they feel like they'd have to leave the country and leave their jobs. And this is back in April and, March and April. And they're very highly stressed about what was happening. And, we live in a state that is very, we're very friendly when it comes to employees. Can't get more friendly than California.
Right.
But still they had this stress about where the politics was going. And, I don't think it's being...
Where is the stress coming from, though? Why? What do you mean? Where are they getting this stress? Who's causing it?
I think the politics. I think the divisiveness. I think the them feeling as though if he gets in, just like I think Mark Cuban touched on this as well, mass deportation. I mean, of course, them coming into my office asking for I-9s, saying, I see your I-9s, and then, going after people individually to their homes. We here in California have a huge migrant worker population because we're one of the, top agricultural states. I lived in a very small town with, I grew up with migrant workers. I love my Hispanic friends. I was the minority in my town.
Yeah. This is how Trump's policies are having a direct impact on people. What Cindy is saying, ladies and gentlemen, the mass deportations. I just read yesterday. He's talking about withholding federal funding.
Yeah.
Right, for people who do not enforce the immigration policies that he's trying to for agencies that aren't enforcing it. So this is a serious concern, and I know, especially in those communities, right, that is a real fear. There's no thought in terms of how this is going to impact you and I, Cindy, or everyday Americans. The assumption is just what? You let Donald Trump do what he says he's going to do, and you'll be in paradise. That's the assumption.
Well, I always try to, I'm not biased. I have to be very careful. You can't talk politics at work because, because everybody has a right to vote for whomever they want.
Some people shouldn't be allowed to vote if it was up to me. If it was up to me.
I have family members who unfortunately are on the T train. I don't like to say his name because it's kind of like Beetlejuice. It kind of brings up something, but everyone has the right to vote where they want to. But I think this is different. This is different election.
Yeah.
This is our democracy. I don't think people understand that he's like, I want to cancel the Constitution. Okay. One, that cancels your right to speak freely however you want. Two, he would, whatever the gun laws would be, he could change those as well.
Right.
Three, the ability for police to have immunity, right? I mean, I don't think people understand that if he cancels that, how that's going to affect. And I always say that you're not the other until you're the other, right?
Yeah.
That's what Hitler did. Hitler broke it down. He broke people down into categories until he got what he thought was the perfect person.
Exactly. And ultimately, it didn't work for him, right? And you saw how he ended. And that's the point we're trying to make. All right, now listen, Cindy, I got to move it on, but listen,
I know, I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's awesome to hear from you, and I do hope you keep up the great work you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, show Cindy some love, and let's give her a round of applause. All right, Cindy, you come on back. All right. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a show of force out here. All right. W Cindy in the chat. All right. If you're a Trump supporter, all right, come on up here real quickly. And we don't got all day to do this. Let's have this out. Zeus, ultimately, Donald Trump will be, cut it out. Operation, you've been exposed. Operation, you've been exposed. Knock it off. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Please put a 1 in the chat. Zeus doesn't have all morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's 5 more days left. All right. 5 more days left All right, hey, you got a lot of work to do out there. KS, come on up here. Put a 1 in the chat. Oh, look at that. We got Dennis. Dennis, come on up here, Dennis. You're a Trump supporter. Come on up here, Dennis. It's your lucky day. Paradise is not the assumption. Maybe your assumption. He would be. Oh, Jonas. Come on up here, Jonas. Come on up here, Jonas. Come talk to Big Zeus. Jonas, come talk to Big Zeus. All right. I have no clue what the heck you're talking about, champ. Okay, who do we got right here? All I'm doing is showing you who your daddy is, and y'all sit there and y'all go, well, Zeus, why are you being so mean to us? Why are you upset with us? Good morning, Dennis. How are you? Dennis.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you doing?
Talking to you. What are you doing?
Are you near your device? You sound like you're either driving or, I don't know, on your way to Mars?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Can you hear me?
Are you on your way to Mars?
10-4. How about you?
This is Dennis, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Dennis is unable to learn. He doesn't know how to use TikTok. Dennis, you know, I'm not even going to do it. You're not even worth my time. Dennis, do better. I want to talk to a certified MAGA demon. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here and defend your daddy. All right. Yeah, he got to go. He got to go. Jeff Johnson, there you go. Jeff Johnson, come on up here, Jeff Johnson. KS, come on up here. One of y'all, I know y'all out there. You're listening to me. I get the DMs. I get the messages. I know you're listening. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. So you're a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir. Already voted.
Thank you, Rick, for the train. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in the red state of Iowa.
All right, shout out to Iowa. All right. So let's just get straight down to business, Jeff. Why?
Well, I looked at Kamala Harris and
You mean Kamala?
I apologize if I misspeak her name.
Why?
That name.
Well, why are you not? So
Miss Harris.
Okay, all right. But do you think you know what that looks like, right? I just want you to know when you go out here, you can't say people's names right. It makes it seem like you don't know how to read, right? And so the concern that I have is, how do you know you are voting for the right person? How do you know you filled out the ballot correctly? Right? Because if you can't read right, you're gonna end up not processing what's on the sheet of paper.
Maybe I don't speak perfect English that way. Maybe,
Well, what was your highest level of education?
I graduated high school.
That's solid.
Yes, sir.
Congrats. I appreciate it. I love it when I talk. Did you ever think about going to like college or anything like that, Jeff?
I did.
What happened?
A couple semesters. I couldn't get into college. I didn't have the discipline.
Why? What would you say your mind was focused on at that point in time? Because how old are you?
I'm 60 years old.
Jesus Christ, Jeff, man, you had so much time to go to college, go to some of those parties they got when you're in college and stuff. You didn't want to do any of that. What was so important at that time in your life?
I was working and trying to support myself and trying to build a house. And
what industry were you working in?
At the time, I was in the newspaper business.
Got it. Well, wait a minute. You were in the newspaper business doing what?
I worked for the Las Vegas Review-Journal as a press operator.
A press op. So you weren't in charge of like publishing any content in the newspaper. You're just like doing some manual labor stuff?
Right. I was actually making the newspaper so that when it went to your doorstep, you could read it.
Did you read any of the stuff in the newspapers?
All the time.
Interesting.
There was some cool stuff back then. I mean, that was back when politics were totally different, right?
Well, yeah, I must agree on that part. So when did politics change in your opinion? And did it change for the better or did it change for worse?
I think it changed for worse.
Oh, what year do you think that happened in?
I think that was in the mid-'80s, early 90s.
Oh, and so who was the president at the time?
We had Ronald Reagan in there. We had Bill
Ronald Reagan changed politics for the worse?
Yeah, at first when he was in, he did pretty well, but then he, towards his second term, if you remember, he implemented a lot of changes to the tax code.
Oh, okay. But was it like divisive and everything like that? Was it really divisive back then?
No, it really wasn't. Yeah,
is it divisive now?
Yes.
I want to ask more about that. When did it become divisive, in your opinion?
I think, in my opinion, the division came during the Obama years, and not particular for Obama being the one. I actually respected Obama. I think he was a very good president. I think politics at the congressional level and the Senate level.
Why do you think it happened when Obama was in office? What changed?
Well, one of the things that was surprising was the Affordable Care Act. When that came down and Obama had both houses and they were passing it, and Nancy Pelosi made her famous statement, "Don't read the bill, just vote on it, get it passed. We ain't got time. If Republicans come back, they're not going to like this." Well, even Obama said at the time that there was a lot of things in that bill that need to be fixed.
Right.
Yeah,
so his passing of the Affordable Care Act, which right now they say 45 million Americans actually are using it, so it's quite popular now. You're saying that is what caused the division?
That started the division. I think that was the.
I thought you were going to bring up that tan suit.
No, but no.
That tan suit didn't do anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes. A lot of people.
Let's get down to it, Jeff.
Jeff, too much credit to that.
Jeff, do you think perhaps Obama's race was an issue for a lot of people in this country?
Actually, during that time, I think Obama's race, did it affect some people? Yes, I believe so. I believe there was people that didn't want him in office because of his skin color.
So wouldn't that be more of the cause for a lot of the division? And would some of those people be like, I don't know, what's his name? Donald Trump. Did Donald Trump have any issues with Obama while he was president? Like the birther conspiracy or anything like that?
Yeah, he pushed a lot of that stuff. Yep.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So I would say Donald Trump was kind of the one who capitalized on the division.
Right.
And you're for that?
You got to capitalize where you got to capitalize, right? I mean, that's at the end of the day, if you want to be president of the United States, a lot of things.
So it's okay in your world. So in your world, as long as you're capitalizing, it's a good thing.
Well, in most cases, absolutely. Yeah, you got.
Even if it's racism.
Well, I don't know that. I think we throw racism around a lot. I don't think there's a whole lot of white supremacy like everybody's saying. I think a black man today has more opportunity than they've ever had in this country.
Based on what?
Just their social economics, the way they're at today compared to 1980 even.
That's just, I mean, the best thing that I heard in that was "you think," and I don't know where you're basing that off, but it's kind of letting me peek and get a little lift. I'm looking under the hood to see what's really going on. So we agree Donald Trump is a racist. So we agree Trump is racist, and he's been capitalizing on it. We agreed on that, Jeff.
Yep. I think.
Now, are you a person of faith? Are you a Christian?
Yes.
That right there kind of throws me off.
Right.
How do Christians justify supporting racism?
I don't think they do.
You're doing it, right?
I don't think they do.
You just admitted it.
I think racism is very minimal today compared to what it was 20 years ago, 30
years ago. That's impossible, Jeff, because Jeff, that's impossible because you just admitted he's capitalizing on it.
One man.
So it's not minimizing, it's actually ramping up and he's making money off of it.
Well, I don't know that he's making money off of it.
Well, his supporters are sending him money. Listen,
Yeah.
his supporters send him money, correct?
Right.
So when you said he's capitalizing on it, that's the first thing that I was thinking. I was like, wow, yeah, think about it. Yeah, he's making money off of being racist. And how's he making that money? Oh, his supporters who are racist are financing this. Right? That's the only way to make this capitalizing off of racism thing make sense, right?
Well, yes and no. I
No,
don't know.
He's making money. He's literally fundraising.
Yeah, but he's not going out and so why? So then answer this: why are so many people in the black community supporting him? Because of the First Step program that he passed when he was president. Help those people. I watched a lady the other day. Right here on TikTok.
Jeff. Now you know what I've been saying is during the Civil War there were blacks who were fighting for the Confederate, right? You know that,
right?
And they had been bamboozled into believing that the way to obtain their freedom, right, is if they sided with the Confederates. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that you got some folks out here who are of my complexion that have been brainwashed and are voting for someone who you and I agree is capitalizing on racism. Listen up, Black MAGA. Listen up. This is really what's happening. Y'all are being played like a fiddle. So
There's
Jeff,
actually a Black MAGA live on here.
but why is that funny to you?
Only because there are people who see past that. There are people of your complexion that actually have capitalized on their opportunities. They pulled themselves up out of the, let's say, well, I'm close to South Chicago. I used to do a lot of work down there, right? So I see people who I even had employees who lived down there, and when you see what happened.
Jeff, you can't look past racism. You either for it or against it.
Well, I'm definitely,
and I'll go one step further. There are people of color who are for it. They internalize it and they go and weaponize it. Internalize, weaponize. That's not unusual. I mean, it's sad when you see it, but that's what they're doing. And I tell these people, they hate themselves. You got to hate yourself when you do that kind of stuff. That's just low. But Jeff, my concern here is more about you and your so-called Christian faith. You're supporting a racist. That makes you a racist, Jeff.
See, that's interesting. You should say that. And
no, it's based on
the. It gets played so much. It gets played too much.
Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Jeff is a racist. Put a 1.
Yourself.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. Put a 1 in the chat, please, everyone. If you believe Jeff is a racist, this is a democracy, Jeff. Look at this.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Jeff, look at this. You see that?
So I'm a racist. How do they base that on? Because I'm supporting Trump? Is that all we're basing that on?
We've listened to how you talk. We've heard some of the comments that you've made, the remarks you made, and then you combine that with the fact that you're supporting Donald Trump, which you and I agree is look at all these people saying one, Jeff.
I see it.
You're hitching your wagon to his platform of capitalizing on racism. And while you've done that, you're out here saying, but I'm not the one that's racist. I'm just following the guy that's a racist. And you think those of us who can think for ourselves are looking at you and going, he's right, he has a point. And you think just because you're doing it
racist, though, why did he help the black community? If he is that racist, why did he do those things?
How did Donald Trump in your world help the black community? All right.
How about the First Step program?
Hold on. I'm going to tag someone in because we're running low on time. I'm going to bring up my good friend Nutty. Nutty, please. You've heard what he said. Jeff, listen up.
So, good morning, Zeus and Jeff. The reason why you're a racist, it's very simple. You're 60. You said you're 60 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
I turned 51 years old today. Today is my birthday. And in my 51 years on this earth, you've heard the term, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, guess what it is? It's an MF and duck. And if you support someone that is undeniably racist, Jeff, you are condoning that behavior. You're condoning the racism. You're condoning the misogyny. You're condoning all of the things that he is because you are giving him your support. Your support is endorsement, Jeff. Listen, you know this, Jeff. You know this. And you almost had me there. You almost had me, Jeff, because when Zeus was questioning you, you seem like a very nice guy. All right, I'm going to say that off Jump Street. You even admitted, yeah, I see that, yeah. Everything he asked you, yeah. You agreed to it, but yet you're still giving him your support. Why is that, Jeff? Could it be somewhere deep down inside of you that you are inherently racist yourself?
Nope.
You are, though. Because all white
that's your opinion, because
no,
you don't give Trump
hold
any
on.
credit for helping the black community.
No, Jeff, all white people are inherently racist. Now, with that being said, not all white people are racist.
Would it be fair to say all black people are inherently racist as well?
See, Jeff.
Or can black people not be racist?
Jeff, black people can't be racist. But Jeff, I need you to listen to what I'm saying.
Now we going off the edge.
Jeff, you've never been educated like this. Let's just be honest. You don't go around and get into spaces like this quite often.
Yes, I do. But let me explain something to you. I was that kid that was bussed across town when I lived in Las Vegas, the Booker T. Washington 6th Grade Center. And I got off the bus, and I met with a lot of black people.
Jeff,
right? And then all the black students went across.
Jeff, your proximity to black people.
Excuse me, Nutty, excuse me, I was talking.
But I was finishing, but you cut me off. So your proximity to black people doesn't make you part of the community.
It's not about proximity, it's how you're brought up. When you're
it is. Now,
and you have
Jeff, notice I didn't
black. Don't talk to me that way.
Jeff, I didn't call you a racist. Jeff, I didn't call you a racist. I did not call you a racist.
Dude, Jesus.
No,
hey,
Jeff.
Zeus, did he not come on here and say I'm inherently racist?
That he said white people are inherently racist.
Right, and he called me a racist because I voted for Trump.
No.
Well, wait, Jeff.
I said you support racism.
Jeff, I'll take that one. I said that I believe that you're racist, and the reason why, and if you remember this, and I'm being fair, I'm probably one of the fairest people you know. You and I agreed that Trump is capitalizing on racism, correct?
Because we allow him to do that.
I don't allow him. I don't support it. But if you vote for him and send him your money, then you do.
I don't send him my money, but
you vote for him.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Zeus.
Because I vote for him for policies that I want to see done.
Can I correct the record?
Go for
Jeff,
it.
Jeff, please don't interrupt. I really need you to hear what I'm saying. I never called you a racist. But, Jeff, I will say this. A hit dog will holler. And you're hollering right now. I said that all white people are inherently racist, and you didn't let me finish. I know a ton of wonderful white people. They work, well, he's teacupping, but I'm just gonna say it anyway, because I'm sure you're gonna want to get someone else up here. They work every single day not to be a racist. You see how that works, Jeff? So even though that I believe that all white people are inherently racist because the system that we've been brought up in teaches us to be either anti what we are or racist. Do you see what I'm saying now, Jeff? I didn't call you a racist.
I hear what you're saying, but you're assuming that all white people are inherently racist.
That's not an assumption.
And
Jeff.
I think your generalization of that is incorrect. There are people out here. There was people out there that voted for Obama, and so. But we might as well call them racist, because you know. So you don't understand the whole concept. Even Donald Trump himself who help the black community.
Jeff, can I ask a question? Do you have any kind of have you done any work around DEI or anti-racism? Have you done any work around that?
Yes.
Where?
In my community, I work with a civil rights leader here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
What does that require in terms of the education that they give you? What do they educate you on?
Well, they don't educate. We actually run.
Do you have any concepts that you can share with us that are tied to the work you're doing? I mean, and the reason that I'm asking this is not to kind of, I'm not trying to be sarcastic in a way, but there's people out here who are really doing work in these areas. And so the vocabulary, the communication and things like that, when you hear it being stated, you know that they're really in that industry doing that work. And I'm just not getting that from you. So I think it's better for you to say you're not doing really any work tied to diversity, equity, inclusion, and anti-racism. You don't meet up at anywhere throughout the year and go to conferences. You don't know any of the people in that area, right?
I don't do conferences. We do meetings here in our area because we did have an outbreak of white supremacists here, Nazis here that were
but Jeff,
I heard you say that there's not a whole lot of white supremacy. I heard you say that when you first came in the box. But here's my, because I'm gonna get out of here because
but it's your birthday though, right, Nutty?
It is. It is.
We got to celebrate your birthday, but let's go about 5 more minutes and then we got to take care of business.
But Jeff, here's an honest question. Okay, this is not a got you. I just really want to know: did you agree with the Supreme Court decision to get rid of affirmative action? And do you agree with all the states that keep railing against DEI? Do you think teaching DEI and teaching Black history in our schools is a bad thing?
No, we have to continue to teach that. That's actually one of the movements we have going on here.
Okay, so what about the Supreme Court decision to get rid of affirmative action?
Affirmative action, I think, needs to be revisited, but I don't totally agree with that. I think that
you don't totally agree with affirmative action or the getting rid of it.
Well, I don't agree with them getting rid of it. I think that we need to revisit it though and look at that, because I think at the time when it first was introduced, it was a very good thing.
And it wasn't. It wasn't for Black people though, right? It wasn't for Black people. White women were the biggest beneficiary of affirmative action. Did you know that, Jeff?
Right. Yep.
So having all the white people rally against affirmative action because there were Black people that benefited from it, it hurt their own community. This is what we're talking about when people vote against their own interests, their own self-interest, because it pushed the country back. Look, we have a DEI affirmative action baby in the Supreme Court. His name is Coon Clarence. Now, I don't ever want you to repeat that because you might get your butt beat, but I can say that because he's part of my community.
So Jeff,
I would never say that about
Jeff. Here's the only problem I have with what you're suggesting you do. If you are really in the area of being an anti-racist and you're doing that work, you have to understand you shouldn't be voting for Donald Trump. That part it just destroys all credibility that you have. You do understand that, right?
Well, I can see where
they can't be the same.
Zeus, I can see where you can make that point. Absolutely.
So you're canceling yourself out. Your credibility has just been taken away, and now you understand why I personally think that anyone who attaches their wagon to Donald Trump, especially after knowing who he is, and as you said, capitalizing on racism, you're promoting and pushing racism and everything that Trump is pushing.
Zeus, can you honestly say the First Step program was a bad program?
Yes,
I can't say that.
I can say it.
Nutty can.
You agree with that?
I can see it, and I'm saying it. And I'm saying it. First of all, Jeff, don't throw crumbs at me and tell me you're giving me a meal.
But we got to start somewhere, right?
But see, I can use that.
To start with a foundation.
I can use that same argument with the Affordable Care Act. You got to start somewhere, right? But y'all didn't want to start anywhere. To believe that American citizens don't deserve healthcare, that is not a right, that it's a privilege, the devil is a lie.
No, you're absolutely correct.
And that's not to say though, Jeff, some people it didn't help out. I'm not saying that, but like Nutty is saying, it's definitely not addressing the overarching issue. It's not.
All the people that you claim to help, Jeff, let's just say that they're sitting in this live and they're listening to you right now. Now they don't trust you.
Because I voted for Trump?
Now they don't trust you because, yes, you're voting against them, Jeff. You're voting your mouth and your actions.
I disagree because you don't give Trump any credit for anything.
No,
you
I'm not
giving
him
a racist, a misogynist.
Wait, Jeff. All right, listen.
I was about to give Trump credit. I was about to give him credit.
Oh, go for it, because we got to deal with this.
Here it is. I'm giving Trump credit. I'm giving Trump a credit for being a liar, a racist, a misogynist,
that's where I was going.
A 34-time convicted felon, a 4-time indicted ex-president who took away the democracy of this country. And he's trying to do it on a permanent basis this election. I'm giving him credit for that. Zeus, it's all you, brother. Go
all right, and Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and say this, bro. You know what? You know what the lake of fire is?
Yes, you tossed me in it.
You're a prime candidate for hell. You seem like a very nice person, but as soon as we show you who your daddy is, Jeff, you get to doing all this playing around and hiding. He doesn't care about you. Donald Trump doesn't care about you, but yet you endorse and support this guy.
So
you know he pushes racism.
Cares about you?
Yeah. She said she's going to be a president for all Americans, even those that didn't vote for her.
Have you ever heard of lip service?
What has she said to make Jeff not believe that she's serious in what she's saying?
I got
because
it's her word salad.
No.
Here's the misogyny.
Ask a question
Jeff,
every time
we've
she
seen
gets
the
asked
actions
a
of
question.
Jeff. We've seen the actions of Donald Trump. We've seen them. We've lived through it, Jeff. But what has Vice President Hillary done to make you believe?
Ladies and gentlemen, Nutty, we're going to take care of business.
Hey, happy birthday, Nutty. I appreciate it.
Hey, 1 second. Before you throw me
too late, Nutty. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff is possessed with the MAGA demon. Sorry, Nutty, but we on the clock.
I get it.
Yeah. But Jeff, you're a prime candidate for hell, and I'm going to toss you in the lake of fire. You're a disgusting human being. You're the worst of the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, let's throw him into the lake of fire. Let's give him a huge round of boos and shame. He tried to escape it.
Silence.
He tried to escape it.
MAGA Damon.
Your assessment of the circumstances at hand is truly unique. Let's talk about it. Translation?
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Goodbye, Jeff.
I saw at the last minute Q was asking to come to, that's why I was like, hold on, because Q wanted to be.
Yeah, but I got Zeus has to keep moving. Sorry, Q Doug. You know I'm on the time schedule, brother. All right, we gotta let Zeus do what he does, but I appreciate you, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time to wrap up the show. But guess what? It's Nutty Professor's birthday. My brother Nutty Professor's birthday. Now this brother's been lying on TikTok for the past 2 or so years.
You know what?
He says he's the most handsome person, but he's not handsome. But you know what? He's a great person. He has a beautiful heart. That's what he probably means. His heart's okay. But Nutty, please don't do that. But honestly, bro, I do appreciate everything that you've done, and it's another year of success, another year of progress between us. I don't know what you're doing today, but we're going to celebrate your birthday. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please get those gifts ready. Nutty, are you going to turn the camera on for us, or what are you going to do? Are you in a spot where you can at least reveal what the difference is between someone like... Oh, Nutty! Oh, Lord! Oh,
silence! MAGA Damon.
I kept it clean, Zeus, because Mama was listening. She wasn't watching, but she was listening.
I don't even want to do it right now. I'm feeling a certain type of way right now.
You told me that I was lying for the past 2 years.
But the fact that you had that on standby, that's
You
know what?
expected me not to come back at you. You expected me not to come back at you. Come on, man.
all right. You're right, ladies and gentlemen. He's slick up there. All right, I give it to you. All right, let's sing "Happy Birthday" to Nutty Professor, ladies and gentlemen, before we get up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do.
I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was somebody's
Get the balloons out, please.
PJ Panda birthday song, yeah.
Hey!
Today is your birthday, we gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday, I know you're so proud.
Hey!
Today is your birthday, we gon' turn out.
Happy birthday, Nutty! Lies. You know what we do over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Nutty!
Hey, candles, like a kiss.
Hey,
throw a party, everybody bringing gifts.
Hey,
got a new outfit and it's lit.
And it's lit. Hey,
you can't miss. All my friends,
let's go.
coming in, and my parents raised my.
Y'all show Nutty some love. Let's go. Wow, Nutty, happy birthday, bro. Seriously. What an honor to spend it with you. You could have been anywhere, Nutty, but you chose to spend it with us. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's show Nutty some love. Happy birthday, Nutty. Wow. I mean, maybe this will help you, look as good as Zeus, all right? Maybe it will. I get it, all right? I get it, but you got a lot of work to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Nutty Professor's birthday. Show this brother some love. Hey. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we do. Thank you, Nutty. Wow. Another one for the history books, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Thank you, Nutty. All right, now what are you doing today? Huh?
Well, I'm working. I'm still deployed. That's why I don't have my camera.
Okay. I got it. You got to get it in where you at. I get it. All right. Well, what are you doing today?
I'm working, man. I'm out helping people.
You ain't doing nothing to actually celebrate this milestone? No trick or treating? What, you got a Halloween costume or something like that? I mean, you got to be doing something.
Yes, I'm dressing up like you.
Oh, that's desperate. Okay, you can try. You can try, but it ain't gonna work.
I'm dressing up like Double H today.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know who Double H is. I really don't. I can't. But yeah, you dress up like Double H all you want, all right? I'll stick to the Triple H, all right?
I love you, brother. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the kingdom. I appreciate truth being told. And one last parting words for the kingdom.
All right.
Y'all, please get out there and vote.
Get
your mama, get your granddaddy, get your daddy, them. Get them all out there. Get them out to vote because we need to put this beautiful black queen in the White House.
Let's go.
God bless
You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Nutty Professor another round of applause. All right. Look at the time. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we reached that point in the show where Zeus must depart. It was a pleasure hanging out with you all this lovely morning. All right. We did as much as we could in the window of time we had. All right. I want to give a special thank you to the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists for helping to make this show exciting, engaging, and educational, right? And entertaining, now that I think about it, all right? I also want to give our final round of booze and shame, and you know who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters, and they know exactly who they are. You see, the fake media won't tell you that, but I'll tell you it. These people get on TikTok, and they promote misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Yeah. They promote misogyny, bigotry, xenophobia, racism, hatred, corruption, criminality, garbage on behalf of their orange, deranged, cult leader, Donald J. Trump. Trust me when I tell you this, folks. These folks are the worst of the worst, and they are truly the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, take care and stay safe. All right, out there in those TikTok streets, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I'll be back tomorrow, same Zeus time. Have a great rest of your morning. Nutty, happy birthday. Don't the Democrats know how to party, ladies and gentlemen? Get out there and make your voices heard, all right? Keep on kicking butt out here on the internet, all right? 5 more days. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. You know what we do over here. Angel. I connect the dots. Should I connect the dots? Hey, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get out there and go knock on those doors. Who is it? It's us. We're trying to get Kamala Harris in the White House. All we need is your vote, all right? Hey? That's all it takes. Do you want somebody that respects the Constitution or not? Come on, it's a no-brainer. Right, Tiffany, for the people? It's that easy. Come on, folks. Connect the dots, Q-Dog. If you can't connect the dots, then you're in a lot of trouble. Go blue. Thank you, Tiffany, for the people. Drill, baby, drill, cold as the days. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, get out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cold as the days. Oh, y'all want some drill, baby? Drill, baby, drill. What a great show. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Wow. Tell them, Heaven. Wow, that's pretty dope. Thank you, and let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this drill, baby, drill going, ladies and gentlemen.
She's a radical left.
We're almost out of here. Go, baby, drill.
We're going to end that, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling so deep. We're going to be, for these guys, we're going to drill. We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt.
Oh.
We're going to lower your taxes to
We're going to lower those.
insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, frack. There's a baby, there's a Pennsylvania Harry King.
Let's go.
You know she's gonna bang King. Right. Up in there, she was against, backing against all the stuff, and then all the stuff, and then all the stuff, and then all of a sudden, about a year to half ago, when she was getting killed in the past, she said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left long. She can't help it. But we're gonna end that.
Hey!
And we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be forced, be Guys, we're gonna drill, we're gonna take out so much.
We're gonna lower your taxes.
Pay down our debt, we're gonna lower your taxes.
That's right.
Insane asylum.
We'll take care of that.
You know they go crazy when I say
The late great Hannibal.
Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna frack.
Woo! You know, you gotta be able to frack out here, ladies and gentlemen. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. You know, that's some deep drilling right there. Go ahead.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say
They do.
the late great Hannibal Lecter.
They do.
Okay, they say
They're gonna pay down. We're gonna lower your taxes.
That's right.
Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. Frack, drill, baby, drill.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen.
Drill, baby, drill. We go. Lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums.
I'm gonna lower those taxes. They go crazy when we say that, right?
Great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna be drilling. Drill, we're gonna break down like do.
Yeah.
Baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time.
We're gonna lower your taxes. Yeah. Deep insane asylum. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all take care. And have a great